In our later years, after the storms of life have begun to calm, the one thing every man cherishes most is peace. A quiet corner of the garden to tend to his plants, a hot cup of coffee each morning. The simple joy of being with family. That peace is golden, the reward for a lifetime of hard work. But what happens when that precious peace is threatened by the unexpected? When a strange sound echoes in the middle of the night, or when you're faced with an uninvited, dangerous situation. In that moment, self-reliance and the ability to protect yourself and your loved ones becomes the final line of defense. And for that, you don't need a state-of-the-art weapon that can level a building. You need a reliable companion, something simple, effective, and within reach. However, choosing the right self-defense tool for a senior citizen is a unique challenge. Wrist strength isn't what it used to be. Eyesight might not be as sharp, and the complexity of modern firearms can sometimes be a barrier, not a benefit. Most importantly, not everyone is prepared to spend a fortune on something they hope they'll never have to use. So, the question is, do effective, easy-to-use, and yearly reliable self-defense guns actually exist for under $300? The answer is yes. And today, we're going to explore the names that are worth every single penny. This isn't just a list, it's a journey to find peace of mind in an uncertain world. Our journey begins with a choice that might surprise many. It's not a Conical semi-automatic pistol. It doesn't boast cutting-edge technology. Instead, it takes us back in time, to the spirit of the Old West. This is the Heritage Rough Rider. Just looking at it, you can feel the history. With its single-action revolver design, this firearm is the embodiment of simplicity. To fire, you must manually pull back the hammer before each shot. This might sound slow, but for someone who needs safety and certainty, it's a tremendous advantage. It nearly eliminates the risk of an accidental discharge from a simple mistake. Chambered in .22 long rifle, one of the most common and affordable calibers on the planet, the Rough Rider offers an incredibly gentle shooting experience. The recoil is almost non-existent, allowing an older person, someone with a weaker grip, or even a brand new shooter to control it with ease. Practicing regularly to become proficient won't break the bank either. Of course, a .22 round doesn't have the stopping power of larger calibers, but do not underestimate it. At the closed distances inside your home, its sharp report and the ability to place accurate shots are more than enough to make any intruder think twice. With a price tag often hovering around $150, the Heritage Rough Rider isn't a combat weapon. It's an effective deterrent. A perfect first step to building confidence, and a lesson in the responsibility of gun ownership. It teaches us that sometimes simplicity is the ultimate form of sophistication. But if you need something with a bit more authority, something ready for a more urgent situation, without sacrificing too much comfort, our story leads us to an extremely popular semi-automatic option from Brazil. In the world of budget handguns, the Taurus G2C is considered a true champion. Launched as the successor to the popular PT-111 Millennium G2, the G2C quickly won over the market with its incredible balance of size, power, and price. Chambered in the standard 9mm NATO round, it offers significantly more stopping power than a .22. And with a standard 12-round magazine, you have the confidence needed to handle a serious threat. The most unique feature of the G2C is its trigger mechanism. It has restrike capability. This means if you encounter a rare dude round that fails to fire, you can simply pull the trigger a second time to try and ignite the primer again, instead of having to perform a complicated tap-rack-bang drill. This is a practical safety feature that even many more expensive guns don't have. Its polymer frame keeps the weight reasonable, and the aggressive texturing on the grip provides a secure hold. We have to be honest, though. The recoil from a 9mm in a compact firearm like the G2C will be a challenge for those with weaker hands. It requires practice to master. But with a price that is frequently below $250, the Taurus G2C offers a value proposition that is almost impossible to beat. It's proof that a dependable self-defense weapon doesn't have to come with a sky-high price tag. The balance of price and performance in the G2C is undeniable. However, in the world of self-defense, the deciding factor is sometimes concealability. The most powerful weapon in the world is useless if it's locked in a safe at home when you need it most. This opens a new chapter, where compactness is king. And in that realm, the Ruger LCP-II reigns supreme. LCP stands for Lightweight Compact Pistol, and Ruger was not exaggerating. This firearm is so incredibly small, thin, and light that you can slip it into a pants pocket, a jacket, or a purse and almost forget it's there. This is the always with you philosophy taken to the extreme. Using the 380 ACP cartridge, a round smaller than a 9mm but still considered adequate for self-defense at close range, the LCP-II presents an intelligent compromise. It's just enough power in a truly tiny package. Compared to the original LCP, the second generation features vast improvements, including a much better trigger and more usable sights, making it far easier to shoot accurately. However, physics are absolute. The lighter the gun, the more felt recoil there will be. The LCP-II is not a pleasant gun to shoot for an extended session at the range. Its recoil is sharp and snappy, and it requires a firm grip to control. Furthermore, its slide is quite stiff and can be difficult for seniors to rack. But if your number one priority is a defensive tool that can be with you at all times with maximum discretion, then the Ruger LCP-II, often found for under $300, is an option you cannot ignore. That trade-off between shooting comfort and absolute concealment is a very personal decision. But if you belong to the old school, if you believe in absolute simplicity and unshakable reliability, then there is an option that has served generations before us and remains just as valid today. It's not a new release, it's a legend on the used market. A .38 Special Revolver. Think of the Smith & Wesson Model 10, the Model 64, or a Taurus Model 82. These were the workhorses, the standard issue sidearms for countless police departments across America for decades. They were built to work every single time, in any condition. There's no slide to jam, no slide to rack, no complex buttons to push. You simply aim and pull the trigger. That simplicity is the beauty of the Revolver. Made from solid steel, these guns have significant weight. And for a senior shooter, that is their greatest advantage. That weight soaks up a huge portion of the recoil from the .38 Special cartridge, a proven defensive round for over a century. The result is a very stable shooting experience, easy to control and comfortable on the wrist. Their drawbacks are a lower capacity, usually 5 or 6 rounds, and a slower reloading process. The biggest challenge is finding one in good condition for under $300. This requires patience, a bit of luck at local gun shops and gun shows, or diligence when searching online. But if you find one, you don't just own an outstanding defensive tool. you own a piece of history, a testament to engineering that has truly stood the test of time. The solid feeling of an all-steel revolver is hard to replace. But the world of firearms has always had its oddballs, its outliers. Designs that go against the grain, criticized for their looks, but respected for their effectiveness in the right context. Our final choice today is exactly that, a controversial outsider known as the Hi-Point C9. Let's be blunt. It's heavy. It's clunky. Many people have called it a flying brick. The design of the Hi-Point C9 is anything but elegant. It uses a simple blowback operation, which requires a massive, heavy slide. And this is its single biggest drawback for a senior shooter. Racking that slide to chamber the first round is a real physical challenge. So why on earth is it on this list? For two critically important reasons. First, that same immense weight and massive slide make it one of the softest shooting 9mm pistols you will ever fire. The recoil is almost completely absorbed, making it feel like you're shooting a much smaller caliber. For someone who is sensitive to recoil, this is a dream come true. The second and most important reason is that it just works. Despite its cheap appearance, Hi-Points are famous for being surprisingly durable and reliable. They just keep going and going. And if anything ever does go wrong, Hi-Point offers a no questions asked lifetime warranty that follows the gun, not the owner. Whether you are the first owner or the 10th, it is covered. With a price often around $200, the Hi-Point C9 is the very definition of function over form. It's not pretty, it's not refined. But if you have the strength to rack it, it will not let you down when it matters most. From the classic simplicity of the Old West to the balanced performance of a modern semi-auto, from the absolute concealment of a pocket pistol to the timeless reliability of a steel revolver, and finally, the surprising effectiveness of an Underdog design. Our journey today has shown that safety and peace of mind do not have to be bought with a high price. Each choice has its own strengths and weaknesses, suited for different needs and different physical abilities. There is no single perfect answer for everyone. And so, the final question is for you, our respected viewers. Which option do you feel is the best fit? What factor is most important to you in a defensive tool? Recoil, simplicity, reliability, or concealability? Please share your thoughts and your experience in the comments below. The knowledge of the community is our most valuable asset. If this video was helpful to you, please consider giving it a like, sharing it with others who might benefit, and subscribing to the channel for more in-depth conversations from the world of firearms. Remember, the best weapon isn't the most expensive or the most powerful. The best weapon is the one in the hands of a responsible, well-trained individual, used only as a last resort to protect what is most sacred. Stay safe and stay prepared.